my friends. MagicBrad, SynergyCafe, and the Synergy Collaborative. You got your beverage of choice. I got a little Minnesota Loon here. I'm moving back to Minneapolis. And I've got a new friend that I met through a mutual friend, Preston. And his name is Peter. And Peter, are you there?
I am.
We can hear you loud and clear. Now, you're living where?
I'm currently in the DC area.
Okay. That's not like far away. I use Skype sometimes to talk to people on the other side of the world. And it's just kind of fascinating how it works. But
It really is. Feels like they're next door, even though they're multiple time zones away.
exactly, not even a lag here. It's fascinating. So, are you? I mean, you seem pretty young. Are you married? You got kids? What's up?
Not married, no kids. Um, my business is my baby, and that's what I'm focused on. And travel's my passion, so whenever I have free time, I actually travel for fun. So
It's interesting. We're in the same boat. I just got married about 4 years ago, so I'm 58 now. So I waited too, and then did some traveling. So you're living in DC. What do you do other than work? What do you do for fun?
um, I love to cook. I love music. I studied as a cellist, so that's a great outlet for me that I enjoy. And travel. Those are probably the three things that I do outside of work that I really enjoy.
As soon as you said travel and cook, it brought me to Bali. We used to stay at this place, and they do this huge spread. They did like a cooking demonstration, or like a taste all sorts of different stuff, and it was just wonderful. Every Friday night they do that, and it was a pretty cool thing to experience.
Nice.
So as far as work, what do you do in travel?
We organize travel for groups, whether it be a school group, a music group, corporate business related group. Anytime there's 10 or more people traveling around the world, we help them pull all the pieces together and keep it simple so they can enjoy the trip, and we'll take care of the details.
Okay, that's a wonderful service because I mean I'm an advocate of outsourcing, and I don't do it enough. But some people just look at the price. Like, okay, it probably costs a little bit more if they were to do it themselves. It costs a little more to hire you to orchestrate it. But the time that they save by being able to run their business or do other things,
Yeah,
just delegate it to you, and then you're semi-responsible, so they don't have to worry about it. And they got a go-to person to deal with all that stuff that
exactly.
happens. Very
It
cool.
it, it does it lifts the burden of the time off of them, as well as the burden of knowledge. Like if a teacher comes to us and says, "I don't know the first place to start," great, we do. We'll take care of it. They don't have to be sitting there worrying at night if they got all the pieces they need before their student group leaves, or whatever kind of group it is. The leader can rest knowing it's been handled.
Right, like it's just a couple weeks away. Everybody's all excited, and they're going to Mexico for some reason. And all of a sudden, oh, you need a passport or a visa?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
We've actually we get probably three or four clients a year that come to us just because their previous arrangements, whatever those were, whether it was another company or whether it was doing it on their own, didn't advise them of passport or visa needs specifically. And they're just like, why didn't they tell us that? Why didn't were they upfront with that? And did you know that? Yeah, Brazil needs a visa. It's been that way for a while.
So you're kind of like I'm familiar with the term DMC, or destination management company. When someone's coming into your town, they know the town, but you're sort of the opposite. You kind of know the destinations.
Exactly.
Very
Exactly.
cool.
We know our market and we know the destinations, and we can often help pair people. So I had a call with a potential client last night, and he said, "Look, I've got a group of high school students. We need to go to a Spanish-speaking country," and so I was able to get an idea of what he was looking for, and say, "Okay, these are the two countries that I would recommend for what you're looking for." And so it is what you're saying, the inverse of a DMC, where we connect groups with locations.
So could you like throw off your top 3 or 5 destinations that you've worked with?
Um, I like the more unique destinations. So Southeast Asia, like Thailand, I love. I think it's a great location for groups. South Africa, absolutely love. Great location for groups as well. Um, Brazil is really good. It's for groups and great opportunities there. Um,
What
and
about
I'm pretty
cold
excited about a group we've
destinations?
got going to New Zealand at the end of the year. So
Okay.
that's looking to be a really good destination for us as
What
well.
about some cold destinations like Iceland or Alaska? No?
Iceland is great, especially I often pitch it to groups as a great stopover location. Like you can fly from multiple different points around the U.S., stop in Iceland on your way to or from a Europe trip, and spend 3 or 4 days and see Gullfoss, see the Parliament, see do Blue Lagoon, all that sort of stuff, and it makes for a really great extended stopover.
Well, see, that's a good reason to hire you too, because you know about those certain little things. My first trip out of the United States was Brazil, and we were fortunate enough to get what they called back then a Brazilian air pass, and it goes
Hmm.
$250, and it took us 5 different places, and we got to see Iguazu Falls and Manaus and some of those other places I can't pronounce. Went
Yeah.
to Argentina or Chile or something like that. Well, that's very cool. So. How do you do your work? Do you work out of your house or do you have an office or?
I work from home. Most of my staff works virtually as well. They're based around the world, so we have time zone coverage. We have experts in different regions of the world as well. Um, and frankly, we're traveling a lot. That's our business. I'm leaving tonight and going to be gone for 5 or 6 days, and so I'll be working virtually from whatever hotel room I'm in
You know, a lot of
Africa.
people are doing that because, unfortunately, the brick and mortar, it's just too expensive nowadays to rent space, have insurance, and deal with all the other zoning issues and all that kind of stuff. It's just almost impossible to run a business these days. Having employees and workman's compensation and being outsourced, like you're talking about, that's a smart business, man.
Yeah, and for me, it's almost more than just the expense or say cost savings of a virtual team. It's having the right people, and so not having to have pick from a certain geographical area and being able to put it out there and saying, okay, you're going to be the best in your business, regardless of where you are, and that's who I want working for me.
So do you work with any special niches? You said corporate. Does that mean like anybody, anywhere on the planet, you'll help them put something together, or do you work for specific industries or?
Groups is our niche. We have an extended history over a decade now working with music groups, choirs, and symphonies and the like. So that's a very comfortable area for us. We do work with organizations from around the world. We've had groups out of Bolivia and France and Australia, South Africa. So going to other parts of the world as well, not just coming to the United States. And then, yeah, we do corporate stuff. Like I have a group going out in a couple of weeks that's a hospital, and they're splitting time off with their medical staff so that they will go and do a mission trip and run a clinic for a week. So we do a diversity of different types of groups.
So it sounds like your primary is the music type thing, and the other stuff is sort of secondary. That's
Yeah,
cool.
the music is definitely where we started in our strong suit, but it's we have diversified greatly in the last.
That's a very cool niche. I didn't even think about that kind of thing, but now my entrepreneurial marketing innovative mind has taken off. But the idea of niching in on music, and that's a wide umbrella, and
Hmm.
internet, it's an international language.
Yeah,
Music is. So you could do like a world tour and do it all year long and just go from place to place to place with musicians chartering planes, listening to different music. I don't know if you've ever seen some of that internet stuff where they pick a song and different musicians from all over the world and they compile it all together.
yeah,
It's fascinating. So that's a very
it
cool
is.
little business you got there. It almost seems too easy.
Well, the idea behind it is to make it easy for the groups that we work with. So yeah, we portray easy. We've got long lists on the backside that we go through to make sure that we're checking off every single piece or potential issue that we might come in contact with. But what the group experiences is a simplified trip.
Yeah, what I meant by easy, I guess I was looking at the marketing end of it. The implementation, the
Mm.
operations is like herding cats, I'm sure. But
Yeah, it's people tend to still think that they can go to travel agencies to have everything done, and that's really, like, travel agencies are great and they do great work. They just don't always know the destinations as well.
I think you're
So they
better off
can,
going for a niche agency, somebody that's
yeah.
specific. Because like right now, I mean, going from the marketing end, and I do a lot of like internet advertising and things. To find that niche, you find musicians that play classic rock and they do guitar. You could fill a
Hmm.
plane with those people easily and bring
Right.
them over to see, the Indian string instruments.
Hmm.
Very cool. I like it. You get 2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Well, Peter, I don't like to do these too long and drawn out because people have their lives and they have to go make money so they can come and travel with you. So I'm going to kind of pull this to an end. If there's anything else you want to contribute, maybe how to get a hold of you, things like that.
Sure. You can always email me. Um, it's peter@insoucianceabroad.com, and that's INSOUCIANCEABROAD
Is there an
dot
easier way
com.
to find you?
Facebook, LinkedIn, or give us a call at 888-626-2927. That's probably the easiest way.
All righty. Well, I appreciate it. And I'll grab some of those links if you want to send them to me. I will
Sure.
then embed them in some of the things so that people can find it when they see this video. So I appreciate you taking the time. And if you want to hang on, we'll chat a little bit further. But thank you, everybody, for watching. And if you want to travel and listen to the international language of music, talk to Peter. He's the man. Okay. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.